Yo, what's up guys? Scorpion here, and in today's video I'm gonna show you how to complete mega drafts and how to easily max your account with 20 mega drafts 12 wins. As you see here, I have a 12 win, I have a 12 win, and I have a 11 win out of a mega draft challenge. And I'm gonna show you my last mega draft battles and how I completed it. For my mega draft battles, and I'm gonna show you some of the most intense ones, which made me 12 wins in the Mega Draft Challenge. I'm gonna start with this interesting cycle deck, which I made a Goblin Drill Bush cycle deck with Infernal Tower and Musketeer, and my opponent had a interesting defense with the Forward Barrel and Ram Rider. I'm gonna jump into the video. Ready. And I'm gonna show you how to pick and how to play the Mega Draft. For example, in this battle, we are picking the second, okay? When you are picking the second, you have one disadvantage and one advantage. The disadvantage is that the opponent is able to pick the first card, whichever card he wants to choose, and you aren't able to do anything about it, okay? For example, it's the best to pick the best biggest spell if there's only one big good spell, for example, or only one good small spell. It's good to pick the first card like that. And the opponent isn't able to do anything if you are the first picker. For example, my opponent goes for a Ram Rider, which is a very, very wrong decision. And I'm gonna tell you what. Here, I'm the second picker, and the advantage is that my first pick is gonna be invulnerable for my opponent. And when I pick my last card, he can't do anything about it and can't reflect and pick an anti card for it. For example, I'm gonna pick my win condition in my last choice, and the opponent isn't able to do anything. But for a normal pick, at the first picks of the game, for example, 1, 2, or 3 first picks, it's good to pick the spells, the best spells due to the cards in the Mega Draft. For example, here, Guards and the Void are good cards to counter the Goblin Grill, the Wall Breakers, the Rascals, or the all other the stuff. And the Void was actually, in my opinion, the best semi-big spell here, and I picked Void. And here, I'm gonna pick some tanks, mini tanks, some range units for air counter, and actually it's good to go with a tower. I go for Import Tower for the Ram Rider anti-pick. And also, Import Tower is gonna do a great job against the Inferno Drag. I go for the Musketeer for the improvement also. He goes for guard and Ice Golem for defense. I go for Fisherman, really, really good card in the Mega Draft. Fisherman, you can activate the King Tower with the Ram Rider or defend really well everything he picks. I go Push, just a small pressure card, and see what does he pick. He picks the Barbarian Barrel for the defense and Bandit. I go for Rascals. I know he can't do anything about them because he doesn't have luck, and I make him to go for another spell. He has now 3 spells, and I make his deck a little bad. And I go Goblin Drill for my win condition in the last card. Okay, here we jump to the video and first battle. Okay, I start with going the drills and try to defend every game, all the game, and just attack the bush and drill. Let's see if I'm able to get the victory here. Actually, this is a very intense game, which has a really, really exciting game. Get less damage on my tower. The fisherman did a really terrible job here, and I took a lot of damage here. I tried to pressure a little opposite lane. This was useless. Here I'm to so much. 2k against 500. I go with Goblin Drill plus Void all the time, but it's not dealing so much damage. Here I get a little bit of good damage. Okay. Actually here I'm gonna slow down the game a little bit because it will be so close in the last minute of the game. 400 against 300, we are making a really good comeback. I go for the in front of for a good defense and the safe one. I'll go with the drill at the side. I know he could defend it with the cards at the front. I'll get just the small damage. I'll just the spell damage. 200 against 450 damage. I go for drill plus ward luck. The goblin gets the last second shot and you're able to get the victory here. Amazing and crazy match. You were able to win. So close, so good game. And after that, this is a really easy game. Here, I'm just gonna show you the picks here. Ready. Because the picks is what makes the game. And after the picks, my opponent had nothing to do. Again, here we are the second picker. My opponent makes a really big mistake by picking the win condition at the first pick. You have to pick the best spells here, as I do. I go for the best, biggest spell like poison and best small spell like luck. And the opponent can't pick any good spells, and there aren't left any good spells for him to pick actually. And I'm gonna pick my win condition at the last pick, and he can't do anything just about it. I go also for the interesting pick, Earthquake for his Inferno Tower, and I most likely will go for the mini tanks for small parts for Psycho. I go for mini P.E.K.K.A for the Royal Giant and Mega Knight. I go for Queen for the 3-card Psycho. Actually, it's one of the key cards to pick a champion in your deck for the 3-card Psycho. And it will be useful to have one champion in your deck if there are any good. And I go also for the Hunter for DPS because I need a lot of DPS against Royal Giant and um, Golden Knight. And the opponent is gonna go for something crazy here. And you're gonna go for a tower. He had a really interesting build. I go for bomb tower, he can do anything. As you see, he doesn't have any good spells against my towers because I picked Earthquake and he's not able to pick anything about my towers. And he picks minions, something useless. And I'm gonna go for miner, which is gonna be a certain tower damage for us, and we're able to win this game really easily between the 4x, and you can see how easily we are going to win this match. We're just gonna cycle minor poisons and defend perfectly with our cards, and he's not able to kill actually about 1k, but we're able to win this game really easily. As you see, we are dealing damage with minor over time, and he's not able to do anything about that. As you see, I'm not so aggressive with my minor poisons in the first 2 minutes or 3 minutes of the game, but I'm gonna get a little more aggressive as the time goes on. Actually, I go with miners to catch his magic archers. Now I start with more poison miners, and I go with my queen to have the 3-card cycle. Minor poison, again minor poison. And as you see, he just can't do anything because he doesn't have the good spells he needed to have to win the game. And this is the last game I'm gonna show you. This is the game which brought me to the 12 win or 11. Let's see if you're able to make it 12 wins in the Mega Draft Challenge. Actually, in this match, we are gonna pick the first card. It's really key to pick a really good first card because when you're picking the first card, it's your most big advantage. And if you don't use your advantage, you're gonna lose game. at a game like this for the 12 win. And as you look at the board, what do you think is the best card to pick? A champion, a win condition, or a spells? Actually, it's the spells. Because if here I go with the log, my opponent doesn't have a really good counter for most of the cards, for example. But we have the Barbarian Barrel, Snowball for the um, substitutes for luck, and he can use other spells if you pick luck. And therefore, luck isn't the best pick. And we're gonna pick main thing, the Void. The Void here is maybe the best, only biggest spell. Because Rocket isn't that useful, and we can use Void in so many positions. And as you see, I'm gonna go with the Void. And my opponent, let's see what he's gonna pick to answer my pick. He's mostly gonna pick some spells like Log and Snowball or something else. So maybe Barbarian Barrel. Okay, he goes with Mighty Miner. Maybe he thinks Mighty Miner is the best champion here, but I'm not gonna pick any champion because the free champions weren't any good champions like Goblinstein or Queen. There weren't any good real champions here, and I'm not gonna pick any champion in this matchup. I'm gonna go with a double prince deck here because I saw the double prince, the giant, the mega minion, and I saw that I can make an actually really good double giant deck here, a really good meta deck. It's a really key card. It's a really key point to make a synergetic deck. And if your deck doesn't have synergy, your cards doesn't mean you're gonna win if your cards are anti for your opponent. Therefore, having a good synergy between your cards is key, maybe more than making an anti deck for your enemy. As you see, I go for the cards here and I pick my win condition in the last pick. Most probably my opponent knows it's giant, but let's see. Actually, he picked his win condition a little earlier, and he's gonna pick actually a small spell, yeah. And one key card here was Goblin Curse, guys. You're gonna see crazy Goblin Curse in this game. I'm gonna mute myself, enjoy the last battle, and like, subscribe to the channel if you like the video. See you in the next one. Goodbye. Hope you enjoyed the last match.